Attacks against Asian Americans have increased under pandemic, with the latest Atlanta shooting sparking fresh outrage and fear. Filmmaker Rene Tajima-Pena explains how Asian Americans have been a target of racial violence and harassment in this Bloomberg video.
It's an old story, and it resonates today as well. So connect the dots for us between what happened in the early 80s to what we're seeing today with the attacks on Asian Americans, particularly the elderly, for something that's kind of just vague and out there, the onset of coronavirus, which may have originated in China, but is a global pandemic.
Yeah, well, I think the scapegoating you see all through history. So there are these fault lines of systemic racism and xenophobia directed at all people of color, but including Asian Americans. For Asian Americans, it seems like, sometimes there's a yellow light. It doesn't really happen, and then all of a sudden there's this green light, and we become the scapegoats and the target of hate and the target of violence. So it happened, during that recession in the 70s and 80s, and with this whole pandemic of hate in this past year, you have Trump calling it the China virus and the Kung flu. I can hardly say that. I can't believe a president actually used that term and racialized a disease so that I and my family and my friends become the disease. And, we just saw it kind of explode against Asian Americans. But I will say that, we've seen this upshot of anti-Asian violence, but, we've had to be very careful about understanding where it's coming from, why. Not all cases that are reported as hate crimes have turned out to be necessarily hate crimes, but there certainly is this, I think they've documented over 2,800 incidents of anti-Asian hate in the past year.